Hey guys, somebody's gone here. Today we're gonna be VOD reviewing Liquid Stretched. My man plays a super solid game. He clearly has a plan because we see it over and over again. The early game routes are the same. The planning for second and mid game zones are all the same. And then late game, he's going to show some versatility. He's going to play passively, going to play box to box, play for placement. And then we'll also see him pop. He's going to pop off for a big game in the final end game of this video. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, please feel free to like and subscribe, tell your friends, and enjoy the VOD. All right, so we'll consistently see Stretched hop up in a position in an elevated terrain to give himself vision in second zone. This is going to allow him to take easier rotates in third and fourth because he's going to be able to understand the terrain around him and where players are. He does this over and over again in multiple different games, getting a high elevated position and then being patient. He's not going to push the envelope. He's not going to look to fight someone. He's going to relax, take some heavy snipes if he needs to, but he's not going to look to take a close combat fight. If he can get a free kill with a heavy snipe, awesome. If not, play patient, don't leave yourself exposed, and relax, wait for next zone. Here's a position we see Stretched in once again. He's going to be taking a great high position for second zone, and the reason he's going to do this is because it's going to give him vision to be able to rotate towards third. So typically second is not going to be a huge distance away from third, so you should prioritize a place with good elevation, good vision over like a central edge, whatever you want to call it, top left corner, top right, dead side. It's all going to be about vision, height, and potential to get a few Storm Surge tags. Like, Storm Surge wasn't a huge issue in these games, but either way, Stretch is going to have the vision to be able to search out players, get a couple tags without running into an engagement, and that's going to be key to success. As well, he's going to be able to know where players are for rotates. He may be screwing around now, but he also is going to be able to look around, find players, know where they are, and know where the optimal rotation to third zone is going to be. All right, so here we're going to check in with Stretched on 50-50 zone. He's going to be making plays into boxes here, trying to heavy snipe, get a refresh. Could potentially fall victim to getting stuck in another player's builds, but he's able to quickly get out of it. And what we're going to see him do is play very patiently on these zones. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up because he's just going to sit here and wait till next zone. What I like to see him do is chill in this metal box. Between 4th to 6th, I like boxing up in metal if possible. Gives you much more protection vision-wise and even health-wise for the walls. But as we typically see Stretch do, is going to work to get to the front side of a moving zone. We'll slow this down as we watch the rotate here. He identifies where a pad is. Going to rotate safely over to the pad. Then going to get himself to the front side of this moving zone. I really like the front side moving plays. Gives you a lot less to worry about when zone is at your front. You don't have to worry about players in front of you. You can build in front, you can build in front and then just worry about behind you. And here's a play that we would call a controller play. But from Stretch perspective, he needs that refresh, and he's going to be able to get it because he's surprising Newell. Newell is reacting to the situation going on, whereas Stretched is forcing the issue. Stretched knows that he's going to be taking a shotgun battle. Newell doesn't necessarily know that. He's then reacting to what Stretch is doing, having to likely try and build a wall and then pull out his shotgun, while Stretch is then going to go and shoot his shotgun at Newell. He's also facing a different direction, so not only does he need to react with the weapons he's using, but also fully turn around to try and fight Stretch. So I typically don't see that as a 50-50 because the one player is forcing the issue, the other one's reacting. Another little high IQ play by Stretched to knock down that wall before he jumps into that box or knock down the floor. Give him some protection as we saw a player above. Now this is just Stretch making plays. He's going to continue to force the issue. He's protecting himself. Not going too hard. And now as it goes back through old builds, he's going to have the ability to make some plays as this is his metal. And this is a really smart play here to phase the build, make a window edit, shoot through that, get one elim, notice another player coming, stay phased through that ramp, and going to be able to get another elim. He has time because of the floppers. He can chill in zone and make more plays. And then down goes Arab. Now he's going to work to get himself in a corner of zone, which is where you want to be rotating in these late zones. You don't want to be in the middle, or if you're going to be rotating on the backside, make sure you have floppers so you can play in zone and not have to force yourself into a bad position. Now, unfortunately, Stretch is going to go down to what I would call bad luck. You know, most of the time, some elims can be avoided. You say you get unlucky, but that's not really true. It's just a poor decision, a poor play. Here, Stretch is going to get no-scope headshot sniped. And he had 150 health, so if he gets bodied, he lives there. He already hit 75 on Mikey, and we can see his health 100 full there. So 50 HP left on Mikey if Stretch is able to not get headshot sniped there. But well played end game by Stretch. Here's going to show the patience and mentality of Stretched. So he's got 121 points for the day. This is his last match in day 2. He could easily just W key this kid and push, try and get one more point and hop off. Like, actually, he sits on a long queue, so not necessarily know, or not, he doesn't necessarily know it's his last game, but it's going to be. And what we'll see him do here is just play super patient, let this player continue to play aggressively until Stretch finds a point when he has a good position on him, and then he's going to go ahead and take this fight. But there's a lot to be learned from this. You don't necessarily need to fight everyone, even if they're being super aggressive, even if they're continuously trying to push you. Relax, play the game the way you want to play it, and then wait for your moment to take the shot that is advantageous to you, as opposed to taking a 50-50 or doing something stupid that you're going to wind up regretting. Now, doesn't exactly have zone, but going to build himself in a little bit. He knows he has extra mats from a kill he got before. And then here's the moment. Stretch realizes this player is continuing to push the limit. Stretch does get that shot off, but he's just going to push this player away. He's not going to psycho this elim, which is so smart because he doesn't know what's going on outside of this tunnel, outside of these boxes, and he winds up getting an elim anyway. So great play there by Stretch to be patient, to have the mentality to not force a kill or an elim here, which then winds up getting him another elim. And just like generally giving him a good place to be in, because he was sitting on top of extra mats, extra heals, and that's going to help him play this game moving forward. He doesn't have to push out of his comfort zone here. I just thought this was a smart little play by Stretch that we should be checking out. And then we'll see. Let's get heavy snipes into Stretch's box, and the player is going to die as he's heavy sniping into Stretch's box. So he gets one free elim, and then boom, just free loot. Sometimes you got to be lucky, guys. Like, it is what it is. You know, you can't always get free refreshes, free elims, and bodies dropped on you. But when you do, you got to be able to take advantage of it and know what to do. Our boy Stretch is one that knows what to do with it. Knows he's got a ton of extra mats, so he's going to build himself in, give him some space to work with, leave some stuff on the ground, and just kind of rotate it back in. Use those extra mats, take up space, own position, because it's going to help you. It's going to give you more to work with moving forward, and it's going to make potential rotates easier. You have more control if someone decides to push you. You have different boxes to move into. So I'm going to go ahead and skip over towards this end game here, because what I want to show you guys again is the way Stretch does his late game play. So one, he's going to make himself a box that he's going to be able to pad out of. Not only is he going to do that, but he's going to get a refresh on mats because he had them. And Stretch always likes to use a pad here in the first moving to get front side of 6th. And he's going to do exactly that. Another example of Stretch not psychoing in Elim. Cracks a player, hits him for 100, but doesn't force the issue. He knows that if he goes into that position, he might put himself into a bad position and essentially cost him the game. So he's patient, and another Elim winds up falling to him. So patience pays off. And again, we're going to see him padding into zone. He has them, might as well use them. After 6, it gets a little more difficult to use pads. You're going to have to use a half pad. You're going to have a space that you're going to be able to pad into. And likely he probably wanted to save one for now because it's going to go up a mountain, but he's going to be able to build up anyway. And now doing something that's extremely important. Looking up. I can't stress how important it is to look up and understand what's going on above you. A lot of players have a tendency to never look up or ever look to see what's going on above them. Because of that, there's going to be less players that make this rotate quickly because Stretch griefs them and knocks them down. So that gives him an easier rotate moving forward. Then this is just kind of a pop-off. Like there's nothing really I can tell you guys besides Stretch is a freaking god. My guy is so good at this game. I can point out the piece control here. So again, here's another example of Stretch breaking the walls, taking control of those walls before pushing into a box that is almost completely someone else's. Now we're going to see some kind of crazy play, some awesome piece control here from Stretch. But always making sure to heal up. Like, he rarely will go into a fight without full HP, or at least full HP for the heals he has. This play here, a player is going to drop in on him. He's going to completely box him. Stretch is going to get one shot off, hop out of this box. Because this player's stuck in Stretch's box, he's going to get a nice, easy Elim. Great play there by my man. And another play. So, first of all, 6 shot. He's going to hold this player in zone for a second, wait till he breaks the builds. And as that player's putting pressure on him with an AR, Stretch knows how many shots it takes for an AR to break those builds. And at that same time that shot that's going to break the builds hits, Stretch fires his pump. That's key, and unfortunately he runs out of mats, but hey, he's got plenty of points, enough to qualify. Great game by him. Here Stretch has high ground on 50-50 zone or 5th zone here, and there's a player right below him. They're going to battle a little bit for height. This player likely is going to make a play here. Either way, again, Stretch is gaining great vision on this zone. What he's able to do is then turn this into pressure, tags, potential elims on players running or rotating out in the open. As we see here, he's going to be able to take down a player in the air. And these are just additional points that he's racking up, putting himself in a good position. And here is a potential mess for Stretched. He gets dropped into a box that's completely not his. He's holding the floor, able to get the cone, and then double edit on this player. It's simply a 50-50 that Stretch wins. Not going to be able to watch too much and analyze that, but hit your shots, practice your aim. That's about all I can say about that. Now, though, the player that was second height is now gone, and Stretch has height for free here, so he's going to be able to take full advantage of it. And he's not going to be super aggressive. Stretch uses this more for information gathering and understanding potential rotates than he does for pressure on players below, which I think is super smart. Like, you're not going to win a game from being on height in 5th zone. So what you can do is understand where most of the lobby is, get yourself in a good position for 6th, and then use that all to your advantage when continuing forward. He's going to go ahead, build out. I would not suggest doing this a 3rd time, but he's going to give himself a little bit more distance into this zone here without having to go all the way, without spending any mats. You see he's fully capped here at 150. And I don't know how, but he gets so lucky on multiple elims. But that's just because he's taking shots. Like, if we're going to apply the Wayne Gretzky the Wayne Gretzky saying, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Well, you miss 100% of the elims that you don't shoot at. So, because of that, Stretch is going to be able to grab elims. Now, he's not going to get overzealous and continue to fire at these players as we watch him change layers multiple times to deal with that pressure. But what you need to do is take shots when they're available, and some of them will fall. The more often you're able to take some free shots, the more likely you're going to be able to get kills. And this rotate was fairly uncharacteristic of Stretch. He likes to play mid to low ground, and he likes to play front side of zone. Because of that, he was on high ground here. Different rotate than normal. Nonetheless, now he's going to be looking to get front side here, play the mid ground, and get back to his typical style of gameplay. Hits a nice play there on his former duo partner, Booga. Not going to be able to get total front side here, but as you see, he's looking to get front side of zone. That front side is going to be so key. It eliminates one piece that you have to worry about. If there's nobody in front of you, it's one less angle you could get shot at from. As we see, he makes a great play on our man Unknown Army. That's just skill. I can't teach that. That's going to be doing your own homework, doing your own work on your free time. What I can tell you, though, when you have floppers, take advantage of them. This is 8th zone here. Stretch knows that this is time to use the floppers. He's got a bunch. Might as well use them before he dies. A lot of people will go down in this position. So if he's patient enough and waits in zone, he's going to grab a ton more placement points. Always try to use your floppers before you die. But I wouldn't recommend running with the floppers out. I'd recommend running with your pump out, just in case you do run into another player hitting flopper plays. And here's where you got to make a play here. So Stretch does that. He understands there's only a few people left in the game, so he tries to make a play to win. Unfortunately, that's not always going to work. If he hits that pump shot on the player up above, he's likely able to take high ground, or at least position himself better to win. He's not going to hit that. Does fall in 3rd or 4th. Either way, it's a good game. Gets a solid number of elims, solid placement points, and we see that safe-ish style of Stretch start to disappear here because it's later in day 2. He's playing more aggressive, but it shows the variation of Stretch can play a super safe passive end game, but he can also pop. Stretch is a very skilled player and has that ability to make big plays, to win games. And the first game we watched, we saw him play more for placement. We saw him play box to box. Whereas this game, I think he was playing more to win the game as opposed to make it deep into the game, which, you know, can vary. There's going to be some times where one is better than the other, and don't know that he had much of a choice here, but to go for that high ground and stop that RPG fire from down above. I hope you guys liked and enjoyed the video. If you did, please throw me a subscription, like the video below, and there'll be more videos coming just like this one. Tons more VOD reviews. If you're looking for a duo VOD review, you're looking for a solo of somebody else and a cash cup, those are going to be down below in the description as well. Check those out, and I'm Somebody's Gun, and I'll see you guys next time.